There are 9 brand new Hypercharges coming to Brawl Stars in this upcoming update, and today I'm going to be testing them all out against the boss robot as well as in a game to find out which ones are going to be good, which ones are broken, and which ones are And yeah, there are quite a few in here that are just wild. I'm also going to be ranking them in a tier list to see how they stack up against each other and give you a hint on which ones that you should buy and maybe which ones you might want to avoid. Starting this off, let's go to one of the best brawlers in the game right now with Lumi. For her Hypercharge, when she unleashes her super, the final blast will get 2 additional blast areas next to them. This is going to make her super near impossible to dodge, and in turn, you're going to get rooted and most likely end up dead. For the big boss, it doesn't help her out too much as it doesn't stack damage, but she's never been lacking in damage and manages to take down the bot in under 18 seconds, which isn't on Hank's level, but it's still very good. Now, as for how good it's going to be, well, I mean, it's good, but it's not incredibly broken. There will be some times when you're going to catch a couple of people with it, but being able to finish them off, might be another story. I'm going to give it B tier because while it's good, it's not broken. And that's actually a good thing. But if you want a broken Hypercharge, you don't need to look very far because one of the most insane Hypercharges that we have ever seen comes in the form of RT. With this Hypercharge, he unleashes a wave of security lasers, and while each little laser doesn't do a ton of damage, they do mark you, and in turn, you're bound to get hit by even more of them as they circle from both him and his legs while he is split. When you put that against the boss robot, you can see the destruction it does, as it takes RT just over 15 seconds to beat the boss. And when you combine the shots from the legs and the security lasers and the extra damage from getting marked, yeah, it's a lot. In a game though, it plays a little differently than expected. First off, it does take quite a bit of time to build up this Hypercharge. 16 hits to be exact when you're firing from a distance, and it feels like a long time. However, if you can go aggressive and find a place to drop your legs, you will get that Hypercharge twice as fast. Or if you hit both body and the legs, you can get it in 4.5 hits, which is crazy fast, especially considering how strong it is. And once you do get it, yeah, it's over. The team-wide potential of this Hypercharge is Kenji level. The only thing that's holding it back is that it's got a slower build-up time, but that's probably a good thing because it is incredibly deadly. There's no point even trying to run from it, and if you see that he has it ready, you better keep your distance because the lasers go over walls as well. It is a crazy one, and it has to go straight into the S tier without a doubt. But it's not just one that's a standout Hypercharge. We have multiple crazy strong ones like our next brawler, Kit. For Kit's Hypercharge, when activated, his super will stun whoever he leaps on. That stun lasts the same amount of time that an enemy normally would be stunned if Kit was attached to him, but that's the trick. He doesn't actually have to attach to them. He's free to move around and keep attacking the target. And while that's good for a player, on the boss, it really doesn't help him at all. The boss bot isn't moving anywhere anyways, and as such, this Hypercharge is built for burst damage, not sustained damage. So poor Kid is just left there to stand and swipe away and took a very long 45 seconds to take down the boss. And while that looks bad, trust me, it doesn't matter. Normally with Kit, you have to be very careful about who you jump on. If you latch onto the wrong target, you're a sitting duck and you will be killed really fast by enemies. With this Hypercharge, that worry is gone. You can leap in, stun them, swipe away, all still while dodging shots and getting the kill and pretty much getting your super right back again. On top of that, this one charges pretty dang fast, so multiple Hypercharges per game, that's going to happen. But it even goes further than that because if you use it on a friendly target, you're going to heal them for 1,000 health per tick, all while getting a big increase to the range of your yarn ball thrown attack, along with the boosted damage. In Showdown, it's an automatic elimination and you don't have to worry about sitting there getting killed by somebody else. And even in 3v3, it's crazy good too. So for all of those reasons, it has to be S tier as well. While Kit's Hypercharge changes the way he plays quite a bit, Bonnie's is not nearly as game-changing. For her Hypercharge super, it will stun both brawlers taking off and landing, as well as fire off teeth in all directions when she takes off and lands. Now she's able to get this Hypercharge pretty darn fast, only taking 9 normal hits. And because of this, she's able to put up a somewhat decent time on the boss of just under 33 seconds. And that's not super fast, but it's solid, and it's a nice bump from her normal damage. But here's the thing about Bonnie's Hypercharge. When you get your super with Bonnie and you go in, you're almost always going to get the kill unless you just flat out miss it. The stun itself doesn't really change that. I mean, it does pretty much confirm the kill for sure, but that was kind of going to happen anyways. It doesn't change anything at the core. However, the boost in stats from the Hypercharge, combined with how fast you're able to get it, means you're going to be seeing a lot of purple Bonnie flying through the sky in this upcoming update. So while it's not game-breaking, it's not overpowered, it's very deserving of a solid A tier. Now, there are some brawlers that really needed a Hypercharge like Bonnie, but some brawlers like Draco were already pretty solid. But apparently solid just wasn't good enough, so let me introduce you to Draco's Fire and Flames Hypercharge. When activated, this will make his dragon form shot absolutely huge. Not only has the range increased, but the amount of flames in it is also increased, and therefore the damage that goes along with it. When you put that purple flame to the boss, the damage per second ramps up big time, and he just stands there blasting it away until 19 seconds later, the boss is reduced to a pile of ash on the ground. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a Draco pop his super and go into dragon form and just start chasing you down and you feel just helpless? Yeah, me too. Well, take that feeling and multiply it by 11 million. And yes, that's a totally real number. And yeah, that's what it's going to feel like. You cannot get away from it because it can really reach out and touch you from a long distance. And perhaps the most insane part is that it charges up very fast. It only takes 9 normal attacks or 1 full ammo bar in dragon form, and then Draco now has his purple button of death waiting to run you down and send you back to spawn. Now sure, you can hide behind a wall, or you can... No, really, you're just going to have to hide behind a wall because you can't outrun him. So you're just going to have to wait till it goes away, or else you're going to be feeding him his next Hypercharge and most likely still end up dead. I'm going to give this one an easy S tier and say that Draco may be headed up the meta charts as one of the best brawlers in the game thanks to this new Hypercharge. Another brawler that's been pretty strong but usually a niche pick is Shade. With this new Hypercharge, when activated, it makes it so that every single normal attack will do its maximum damage, regardless of whether you hit it in the center of the shot or not. Against the big boss, he didn't put up a stellar time, as similar to Kit, it's all about burst damage, but he did get a respectable 35.5 seconds. As an assassin in-game, it is all about burst damage and mobility, and this puts a check mark in both of those boxes big time. The cool thing about this Hyper is that it will auto-charge similar to Shade's super as long as they're a target in range, and if there are multiple targets, well, it just charges up even faster. With one target, it takes 29 seconds to fully charge without using any shots, and 15 seconds with 2. And if you do add some shots in there, you'll be getting it very quick. You can then combine the Hypercharge with his long arms gadget for some free insane damage at range while you're moving incredibly fast through walls. Shade is still kind of a niche pick for games depending on the map and the mode, but his use has been going up recently, and this is going to skyrocket it. It's a very strong Hypercharge that will allow you to relentlessly harass enemies and get kills with ease. It gets an S tier as well. Now there are 3 brawlers left, and 2 of them have faster times than RT, and the first of those is Mo. For Mo's Hypercharge, when activated, his super will go further, much faster, and when he comes up from underground, the duration of his driller form will be much longer as well. And because of this, Mo is able to put the hurt on the boss robot for a sustained period of time and ends up taking him down in 15 seconds flat. Now, there are some things that hold this one back a little bit compared to the other Hypercharges in this list. First off, it takes quite a while to get it. 34 pebbles to be exact. Now many shots you're going to hit 2, maybe even 3 pebbles at a time, but it's not uncommon to only get a little bit here and there. So this one does take quite a while to build up, and it feels slow getting to it. However, once you do get it, it is anything but slow. In fact, it's very fast and explosive. It's going to catch a lot of players off guard of just how fast it really is. And while you're sure to get the kill you were going for, many times you want to get out of the drill form unless there's another enemy nearby that you can attack. So you spend all that time to build up for this moment, and then it's just over and you have to bail on the driller form. And I'm not saying it's not strong, because it is. And yes, you're absolutely going to wreck some people with it. But the charge rate is on the slower side, and the range of the driller limits it even more. That being said, I still think it's a very solid one, and I'd give it a high B tier or a low A tier at best. So while Mo got a better time than RT, there is one brawler who got a much faster time, and that's Chuck. For Chuck's Hypercharge, it allows him to connect to his posts no matter how far away they are. And when I say no matter how far, I truly mean unlimited range. And it's not just connecting to his first post either that has unlimited range, it's every stop along the way. On top of that, he blows out little puffs of steam from the side that deal a small amount of damage if an enemy gets hit by them. For the big boss, with some very careful post placements, he's able to chain these supers and walk away with a time of 11.5 seconds, giving him the fastest time of this bunch of hypercharges. That being said, while this hypercharge is really cool and it's fun to boot, it's more of a gimmick than anything else. Now, I'm not saying that it's not useful to connect to posts on the other side of the map. I mean, maybe you need to get back to the high safe, but you don't want to walk halfway up the map. Or maybe you've got some gems and you want to get away really far. There are going to be some niche use cases, but overall, it's just not that powerful. I mean, maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe there's a use case that I'm not seeing. But yeah, I don't see it. It's a C tier. It's a gimmick. It's a fun gimmick. But it's still a gimmick. So then there is just one brawler left, and he is the newly reworked Doug. Doug's Hypercharge is really unique. When you use a Hypercharge super on a teammate and then attack, your attack will not only go off as normal around you, but it will also mirror itself to the brawler that you have your hot dog on. Now, if this sounds really strange, then you're right. Yeah, it is. It's a brand new concept, but how good it is may surprise you. But first, let's see how he does against the boss. For this one, Doug is all alone. There's no teammates around that he can use the super on, so you just use it on yourself. And when you do, yeah, nothing cool happens. It's just normal. So he gets some stat buffs, but that's about it. And because of this, Doug has the slowest time with almost 54 seconds. But Doug is a support brawler, so what about in a game? How good is this Hypercharge really? Well, the possibilities for this one are absolutely wild. Now, there are the obvious things like putting this Hypercharge on a tank or an assassin and sending them into the enemy. They're in there, they're dealing their damage, and you're just out on the side spamming shots, and yet you're dealing damage up there with the assassin or the tank, as well as doing healing, which is pretty wild. Or if you want to go completely bonkers, you can put the Hypercharge on Janet, let her take off into the air, and you can spam your shots with her in the air dropping bombs, and the damage will show up on the ground, dealing damage down there while she's flying overhead. There are some really cool possibilities with this one. And to top it off, it charges really fast. Not only does it only take 10 hits, but those hits could also be healing, as now you charge your super and your Hypercharge by healing as well as dealing damage, similar to Barry. All that to say, you get this Hypercharge really fast and pretty darn easy. With so many brawlers in the game, the cool ways that you could use this Hypercharge make it one of the most versatile and interesting ones in the game. And because of that potential and how easy and strong it's going to be, yeah, Doug's Purple Hot Dog is a solid S tier. But you can be S tier if you subscribe for more sneak peeks. See you tomorrow.